Hey, comrades. I just wanted to talk briefly about the 2020 presidential primaries. So I do endorse Bernard Sanders. You know, he does have the most consistently progressive record. He's not corrupt, he's honest, he has like this pretty massive like grassroots political movement behind him, and I think that will help turn his policies into a reality and help really improve the material conditions of the working class. I don't agree with him on everything. I've criticized him in the past before, but I think this is like this has potential to help things for the working class. So that being said, I'm gonna get to Joe Biden. So Joe Biden, if you're on the left, you're already aware that he has really a terrible record. He defended like a segregationist. He actually held some segregationist views himself in the wake of like civil rights legislation when he opposed busing. You know, later in the 90s, he wrote the crime bill, which really accelerated the mass incarceration of people of color primarily. He voted in favor of the invasion of Iraq. He supported the Hyde Amendment until this year. He ensured that students could not discharge their student loan debt through bankruptcy. So he's, you know, what we would call a bad hombre. If you look at some of the things Joe Biden has said, if you watch some of the clips from the campaign so far, it's just really strange, the types of things that I'm not going to speculate about like his mental health and all the things that people are saying about he might possibly have dementia. I'm not a doctor, a medical professional. I'm not going to diagnose him or anything like that, but so he does say some wacky things if you take a look at this clip.
No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman in anger other than in self-defense, and that's rarely ever occurs. And so we have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it. It will be a big no, I really mean it. It's a gigantic issue.
So that's like a rather cringeworthy metaphor to use on the topic of domestic abuse. If it was like a stand-up comedy set and very politically incorrect, that could be like a punchline. But it's not something you say when you're being serious in an actual presidential debate. So look back on some of the other stuff. Who can forget the legend of Corn Pop?
I learned a lot. And I learned that it makes a difference. This was the diving board area, and I was one of the guards, and there was a 3-meter board. And if you fell off sideways, you landed on the darn cement over there. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, to show how things have changed, one of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car.
And I almost forgot about the time Biden forgot President Obama's name.
They invaded another country and annexed a significant portion of it called Crimea. Right. He's saying that it was my boss, it was his fault.
So that's weird because he's basically coasting on name recognition from the Obama administration. So basically my idea is, if you remember during the time of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the Fireside Chats. This was a great time during our history. As long as you were white, it was a great time. And so, like, what Biden could do, there could be a role for him in the Bernie Sanders administration. Now, hear me out. Don't throw any milkshakes just yet. I don't think anybody on the left thinks that Biden should have any level of power. He should not have the capacity to make decisions that impact other people. So Biden really no power whatsoever, but he has a post that I'm going to be calling Entertainment Czar. And it's basically going to be Fireside Chats, kind of an updated version. It's Biden just unhinged rants, whatever he wants to say, for an hour, once a week. It's going to be broadcast on, Facebook, all of the social media, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, whatever that is. And I will probably issue like a content warning just in advance. Knowing Biden, I feel like he's straining himself just not to say the N-word in normal discourse. So like, it's going to be entertaining, but I'd say like mature audience. You're going to have some dialogue that's going to be comparable to like a Quentin Tarantino script. That could be his role for 4 years, and then after he served his term as Entertainment Czar, he can be sent to The Hague to be prosecuted for the war crimes that he committed during the Obama administration.